Listen, I just talked to Marlee, and she said that you were one of the first people that she met when she came to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you tell me about that? How did you guys meet? How did you bond?
Oh, God, it's such a long story. I think it was at the Paramount whateverth anniversary, and they did a big group photo, and you were assigned a seat. And we had been chatting before, it was time to take the photograph, and we became friends, instantly, of course, as these things happen in Hollywood. And we went to go sit down to take the photograph, and we weren't seated next to each other. And being really young and bratty, we, of course, wanted to change our seating order, even though we'd been told numerous times that you can't change it. So we asked Harrison Ford to move because he was in between us. He looked at us like we were two, adolescent chumps, which we were at the time. But he very kindly moved, and we got to sit next to each other, and it's like we're in the high school photo sitting next to each other.
And she also said that you helped her get fitted for her Oscar dress, and you guys had
I don't remember that. I remember going around New York, and I remember she had this fabric that she wanted to have this dress made out of, and we went to this one designer, and I was looking for a dress. Oh, I don't remember it. I don't really remember that part. I just remember we had a good time.
But you've been friends ever since.
Yeah, but I mean, she went and had 4 kids, and I went in another direction, and so I haven't seen her in ages, but it feels like we just picked up where we left off, joking around. Very similar sense of humor.
That's cool. So let's talk about Bette. I've decided that after 4 seasons, I'm not going to ask any more questions. If you were interviewing Bette, what would you want to know from her?
I would want to know why she's still with Jodi. First of all, right now, I want to know why you're still with Jodi. Like, what's the fixation, and why would you please stop acting like a high schooler with a big crush on somebody who's not really giving you the time of day?
She's smitten, and Jodi is a heartbreaker. She's bad news.
Well, I don't know if she's bad news. It's just you have to play by the same rules, and Bette doesn't know how to play by those rules anymore. I think when she was probably 22, she could, but I don't think she's interested in that anymore. So I would say to Bette, what are you doing? Just walk away. Walk away. She'll follow.
Well, where do we find Bette at the beginning of this season? Is she still on the lam with the baby?
At the beginning of the season, yes, Bette is on the lam with the baby. But then she quickly realizes it's not necessarily such a wise plan.
And she starts a new job. What is this?
Yeah, she starts a new job. I have to think about it. What the hell's my job? What is my job?
She's the dean.
Yeah, oh, right, thank you. I'm the dean of the art department. Bette's the dean of the art department at, I want to say USC, but it's not USC. It's CU.
That's right.
She's the dean of the art department at CU, a fictitious university. And one would imagine that as the dean of the art department of a relatively prestigious university, that we'd be able to delve into ideas about art. No, we've had a couple of good scenes about art, but I don't know. I guess they think somehow people aren't interested.
It's always Nadia saying, class is over. That.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so at this university, we're introduced to two new characters are introduced into the fold.
Yes.
Who I mean, you talked a little bit about Jodi, but you'd also...
Phyllis is introduced via California University. She's played by Sybil Shepherd, and Phyllis is my boss, my new boss. And she's a little crazy. She's a tiny, tiny bit. Very smart, but a little crazy. And at the relatively late stage of the game, she's realized that she's gay. And so we have to sort of escort her through that whole coming out process.
Right. I love that she just unloads on Bette, and Bette becomes her confidant. How do you think Bette feels about that?
Well, it's perilous. Because, something goes awry, then it could be my job.
How do you think season 4 is different from prior seasons?
You mean story-wise or offset or on-set?
Oh, I think story-wise. What
I
do you
have no
expect?
idea. I don't know, Gigi. I don't know. I really don't know.
How's it different?
It feels like there are a lot more characters. Like, it feels like there are a lot more characters. But I don't know. I don't know. It feels like maybe there's more comedy, but then there are things that are intensely dramatic, so I don't know if that's really true. Maybe the beginning of the season is a little bit more comedic.
Yeah, it's lighter. It's a little lighter.
Yeah. Well, you know, trying to follow up last season's dirge, that was really so sad, so it was good to lighten things up.
Is it different on set after 4 years?
I think it's more relaxed. I mean, it was always relaxed, but there's no drama to speak of anymore at all. So it's very relaxed.
Everybody says you need to have a really thick skin to survive in this particular business. And yet being open is crucial to playing a role. How do you manage those two dichotomies?
Well, Christopher Walken says you just need a big face. I feel like I have a big face, so I fit that criterion relatively well.
Oh, good.
So
That's
it's, you know, in comparison to the rest of my body, it's relatively large. So it can fill up the screen. I think that's why I'm an actor.
Wow.
I did actually say that to a group of actors, which was really
Past acting coaches will be so proud to hear you say that. Such dedication to the medium.
Yeah, I just so thrilled I have a big head.
Well,
literally.
Here's the thing. Acting for such a large public audience has to feel high pressure. Maybe it doesn't anymore. I don't know if when you were younger it was scarier. But how do you deal with your fears when they come up?
I don't think about it. Isn't that clever of me? I just don't think about it. I mean, I think about the task at hand, and whoever watches, watches, and I try not to worry about that. I just don't, it doesn't even occur to me, really.
Right. Did you receive any acting advice early on that you still heed today?
To listen. Listening is the most important thing. But that can be really frustrating when what you're listening to is not commensurate with your idea of what the scene should be. But to listen is the most important thing. And to respond truthfully.
Have you dished any of that advice on this set?
No. These people are incredibly accomplished. Like, who am I to ever give any of these people advice? I'm going to them for advice. It's like, what do I do with this scene? Can you please help me? Can you please direct me? Always, I go to other people asking for help.
Do you have a particular scene that you've done that for this season, or one that was a challenge to play?
I'm always asking, and I used to ask Erin all the time. Now I guess I'm just going to have to do phoners with her, fax her the scene. It's like, I don't know how to do this. I know you know how to do this. Will you please let me in on the secret? I don't remember what scenes. There's so many.
Right.
You know.
Okay. What's a place that you've been to because of your career that once you were there you just couldn't believe you were there, or something that you've been a part of?
Well, the San Francisco Gay Pride Parade. That was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I just wanted to go back and do the whole thing all over again. It was so exciting, and people were so lovely and just really excited to be there and very supportive, and it was really a pleasure. And I'm not one to enjoy big crowds, but it was a really great experience. I really enjoyed it.
What's one issue on the show that you personally relate to?
One issue. Well, there's one point, and I don't know that's an issue on the show, but there's a point where Bette is lecturing and about art, and she quotes somebody else saying that the purpose of art is to lead us away from the mechanical and towards the miraculous. And I feel like that's what acting is for me on a good day.
Anything that you don't identify with on the show?
That I don't identify, well, there's tons of stuff that I don't identify with, not the least of which is all the fashion 24/7. though I enjoy it, it's not something that I can relate to very easily. But I do enjoy it. I can't say that I don't. It's a nice respite from my wardrobe.